Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And you are a Queen of Wands. This is a very fiery, a very fierce personality. This is someone with a lot of charisma. This is someone who's very confident. This is someone who is very much ready to move on from something. Like very, very fired up to just be done and go forward, right? The Queens of the Tarot are always looking at the past. Yeah, looking at the past to either learn a lesson or to be thankful that it's over, thankful for the experience sometimes. It's looking at the past to even sort of ask, like, did I do the right thing, right? Do I regret the past, right? I think the Queen of Wands is looking at the past very quickly and saying, oh, yep, okay, it's done. I'm over it. This is someone who gets over things very quickly, okay? But it's also a very inspiring type of person. Like, this is somebody that is just like handling an ending very, very well. It feels liberated. It feels powerful, okay? I think this is somebody who is ready to begin and ready to lead and is just fired up for the future, motivated, excited for what's to come. Very hopeful about the possibilities and just eager. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Let's put some more cards on the table, yeah? Seven of Wands. We're fired up. We're ready to fight, okay? We have a Six of Wands. We have the Libra energy, the adjustment card. We have more fire with the Eon card. And we have an Eight of Pentacles, which is showing growth. So this is a fiery turning point here for you, okay? This is something that you need to push forward into. With the Seven of Wands, I also feel like you're someone who is kind of the underdog. There's some aspect of defense that's going on here. I feel like you're kind of either defending a decision that you made, or you're defending your independence, you're defending your sovereignty in some aspect of life. I feel like you've made a decision that is really flipping your timeline. And I feel like you kind of have a divine protection around you. Here's a Princess of Cups. We have a Knight of Swords here. So we have two Libra cards. Two Libra cards here for you, okay? We have a Four of Wands. We have a Five of Pentacles. You are a very resilient person. I feel like you do have some divine protection here. Who was the Libra person in your life? I feel like you have either like a spirit guide or an ancestor, or somebody some loved one that's transitioned into spirit that was a Libra person, or there's some significant Libra energy for you. But I feel like there is some intelligence that is trying to communicate with you and give you guidance. I feel like you're very close with some aspect of the universe like that. It's a guardian angel, or it's a spirit guide, it's an ancestor, right? And I feel like there's somebody very close to you in that, right? And they may be an older male energy. Could be a father figure or something like along those lines. Okay. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments below the video. Now, as we look around the room, we see two majors, a decision, for sure. Okay. It may be that you made a decision to get out of something or to separate yourself from some commitment. I kind of feel like maybe there's even this energy of like getting out of a contract, getting out of a marriage, getting out of a situation where your energy or even your creativity or your will was being restricted. Okay? This is kind of like, this was maybe a deal, some kind of a business transaction, some of the contract, right, that you, that was not fair to you. And you stood up for yourself. You are standing up for yourself and defending your energy and defending your sovereignty, and you're moving forward. Okay? Now, the way forward may be a little bit more challenging, but it's better for you because it is not, it's not kind of unfairly favoring the other party. Okay? I feel like it was a situation that was not quite fair to you. With this extra Libra card over here in the environment or in your relationships, I feel like there is an older male energy attached to you in some way. And it could be a spirit guide, ancestor, guardian angel. It could be like a father figure or even like a grandfather or something like this. But there's somebody very close to you right now in spirit. And I don't know, you'll have to tell me who that person is. But I feel like they're kind of offering you guidance and protection right now in your life. Okay? We've got fire, a lot of good fire energy here. We have a little bit of water, a little bit of air, and we got some earth cards, okay? So we talked about the Queen of Wands here and that sort of, that charisma, that leadership energy. I feel like this is you kind of standing up and taking charge of your life. There's a confidence here. There is a being done with the past, and maybe it was a very quick decision to leave something where you're kind of not even looking back. Even though it means that your path might be more challenging, you're taking the difficult road, but it's better for you to do that than to be in a situation where you weren't being treated fairly, or you weren't being considered, or maybe your input wasn't being valued or something like this. Okay? I feel like you're a very independent person right now. And that is you walking away from the partnership of the adjustment card. It's something, this could be a job, you're walking away from something. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be a family relationship. It could be that you're walking away from the negotiating table. Okay? You're walking away from some sort of a compromise where you just kind of said, no, it's not balanced. It's not fair. Maybe you felt that you weren't being respected, or that there was some kind of diminishing of your value. This is you knowing what you're worth and saying, I'm out of here. I'm moving forward and I'm not looking back. You have a 7 of Wands as well, which is saying you got to protect your energy right now. This, I think, is part of this divine protection. I feel like what you walked away from was you protecting yourself. Okay. I don't see any cards of regret. I see cards of challenge. I see like you're taking the more difficult road, but it's better because that saved you from something. It would have been way worse had you stayed there. Okay. So this is you standing up for yourself, protecting your energy. I feel like you are under divine protection right now. And if you haven't yet, you need to act fast. Don't delay. Get away from whatever business deal this is a scam, basically. Okay? It may be something that's trying to be sold to you as being very fair. This is like you got 0% interest financing, or like this is the best deal. This is on sale. This is, I'm losing money on this deal. You'd be a fool not to take it. No. Scam. Walk away. Okay? And I'm not telling you, so I'm not predicting anything. I'm not any kind of a financial advisor or anything like this. You know already. Because something has already told you that if you were to stay here or agree to this or engage with this, it would be a loss, not a win. Okay, so the Seven of Wands is you standing up for yourself. This is divine protection. Okay, and it's kind of an underdog energy. To me, it feels like somebody was out to take advantage of you in one way or the other. I don't know if it was business. I don't know if it was romance or, what it was. Kind of feels like it was somebody that was promising you a lot, but they had no intention of delivering. Okay? Got to get away. You got to act fast. You got to get away from them quickly. This is generally a good time for you to protect your energy. Don't let anybody just kind of walk into your personal space. You keep the front door locked. You're checking the peephole when someone knocks. You're looking out the blinds. You're saying, "Who is it? Let me see your ID." Be very protective of your energy right now. Don't answer phone calls from people you don't know. Don't accept any. Don't click on any links in your emails. Don't follow any links in your text messages. That's scam. I feel like someone's fishing for your info right now. You got to protect yourself. Okay? And this is and I think that you are. I think that you've got this pet cheetah at the door here, and nobody's getting past. No one's I think it's a cheetah anyway. You're not letting anything or anyone get past you. You're not letting anyone sort of get one over on you, as they say. The Six of Wands here under the surface, this is a card of recognition, usually showing a victory or being praised for some win, being showered with accolades for a job well done. And I kind of wonder if you know that you deserve the praise. You know that you deserve the job well done, but it kind of feels like, I don't know, maybe this is like a work thing. It's almost like what they were offering you was not fair considering what you contributed or what your value was, what your effort was. Okay? It's almost like someone was trying to like shortchange you or like lowball you for your effort. Does that make sense? And as much as you kind of want or need whatever was being offered, I almost feel like your pride kind of said, you know what, I know my value. I know the value of what I did, and I'm not going to sell it for short. I'm not going to take an L here, So to me, this feels like it's your inner confidence. You know your value. You know that what you have to offer and what you're contributing and what your effort is worth more than what that situation was trying to give you. We could be talking about an employment negotiation or a contract negotiation. And it could be that this energy, I don't know if it's a person, but whatever the situation was trying to appeal to your pride and say, boy, you're so great, right? Trying to flatter you, trying to shower you with praise, thinking that they could then take advantage of you. Okay? And so I feel that now with that Seven of Wands, you're kind of cautious when it comes to taking a compliment from somebody. Well, especially with our Princess of Cups, because this is somebody that's very, very easily moved by flattery and criticism. Someone's being very nice to you, more likely to sort of believe in them and believe what they say, But I think you're protecting yourself. You're saying, yeah, you know what, thanks for the compliment, but no, it's still no, right? No one's going to sell you on something that is not truly worth your effort, okay? But the Six of Wands is an increase of confidence. It is you realizing that you have the strength and the confidence and the courage, the ability, the capabilities to overcome the challenges. It's kind of like you realizing that you can fight and you can win. You don't need a partnership, in order to succeed, that you can do it independently. Okay? If this wasn't here, then it's kind of like, even though that's kind of the wrong partner, you can't do it by yourself, so you need to it's almost like getting in bed with the devil. Yeah. Where you're getting into that partnership because you can't do it by yourself. But you can. And you know you can. And so I feel like you're making a decision here to kind of to advocate for yourself. You're choosing independence over the wrong partnership. And that's the Aeon, the judgment card. You're making a very sound judgment. I feel like you're weighing the options and realizing that something isn't really fair to you. Okay? I don't feel like it's an impulsive decision. I feel like you really, you spent some time considering the offer that was on the table. You're choosing to go your own way, to walk in your own direction. You're choosing independence rather than getting involved with something over. It's kind of, I don't know, maybe you're an independent artist or something, and maybe the record company was really offering you, saying, oh, well, your music is great. We love your music. Here's $20. And you're saying, no, I mean, life would be easier with a record deal. Got distribution and manufacturing and marketing is kind of all taken care of for you. But maybe you're losing creative control. Maybe they really weren't offering you as much money as you know you're worth, right? And so you're saying no to that contract or that deal, even though it means that as an independent artist, you now have to do manufacturing and marketing and distribution and all that stuff yourself, which is way more challenging. But it's kind of like, you're not going to sell yourself short. Okay. The Aeon card is a definite decision. It's a doorway that leads to a new future. I feel like there is a very strong nudge from Spirit right now for you to go your own way. Whether it's at work, at home, at school, business, finances, romance, whatever it is. Go your own independent direction rather than getting in a partnership with the wrong thing. Okay, with the wrong thing. The Aeon card's also called Judgment in other tarot packs, right? The Judgment card. You're judging something. You're making a value judgment on something and saying, I don't want that. And even if life is going to be harder without it, more difficult without it, you're perfectly capable of doing the difficult things. So you're choosing kind of self-respect and self-worth over the ease and the comfort of that partnership. Because it's kind of like, in this case, you can have one or the other, right? You can have the ease and the comfort, but you're going to lose your self-respect, you're not going to be valued, you're going to lose creative control, etc. Or the opposite, okay? You keep your self-respect, you keep your honor, you keep your virtue and your pride, but things are going to be a little more challenging for you. However, we're moving into this Eight of Pentacles. If you take things slow, and you're very mindful and very cautious, I think you will see tremendous growth. This was going to be something that wasn't going to lead to much growth for you. Okay, this would have been a very bad decision. It could be that you've already made this decision, and some of this fire energy is now you getting yourself out of that. But what we see going forward is growth. The Eight of Pentacles is slow, steady growth. Maybe this was something that was promising you rapid growth. You can skyrocket to the top here, but you're going to have to compromise. Okay, there are things you're going to have to give up. I don't think you're willing to give those things up, so you'd prefer slow growth. That means more. Okay, and this is the sun in Virgo. This is you realizing what it was actually going to cost you to be in this partnership. What if this is a romance? Okay, what if this is a romance? Well, this was going to, or a marriage even, right? Or something like that. Maybe this was something that was happening too quickly. And perhaps our Princess of Cups was a little bit too carried away, a little bit too motivated by our heart to just jump into something, right? But now realizing that, no, it's too fast. There would have been an imbalance. It wasn't, it would have been you compromising, settling, right? Settling for less. You'd rather do things the hard way, but do things the right way. Putting down strong roots, being very mindful and very attentive. I think with the Eight of Pentacles, it's important that you protect your energy physically as well. Be very mindful and very careful about what you put into your body. Be careful about what you commit yourself to right now. Make sure that anything you say yes to is fair and balanced, and is you're comfortable with the compromise. You're comfortable with what you're going to have to provide in order to get whatever it is in return. Make sure that you are that you feel like you are being properly valued and respected in any of those choices. Okay, we're really trying to protect our growth here. And that is both, spiritually, energetically, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Okay? We're trying to slow down. We're trying to be mindful and not rush into. Be patient. That adjustment card was the wrong thing for you. Be patient. The right thing is showing up in your life. And it will show up in your life. Okay? The sooner you get away from that past bad deal, okay, the sooner the right thing is going to come your way. So don't delay. Don't linger. I don't think you are. I think you're acting fast. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. And let me know if the cards on the Path of the Dove are resonating with you. On the Path of the Serpent, we start out with the Princess of Cups. This is sometimes an energy that will pursue something that feels good and will run away from something that feels bad, okay? So very, very heavily influenced by the current of the ocean, yeah. And so it's kind of like we're letting an immature emotional part of us drive the car. And, well, sometimes that's going to get us into trouble, right? Sometimes somebody says a few nice things to me, and I'm all enamored by it, and I'm drawn into an agreement. Before I know it, I'm signing on the dotted line. Wait a minute. Let's not do that. If anybody is asking for your commitment, whether physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively, read the fine print. Okay? Ask a wiser, more mature part of ourselves. Ask that older male energy, spirit guide, or ancestor in your life. Okay? Read between the lines. Read the fine print. Don't take the first thing that comes along just because it looks pretty or it sounds nice or they promised you the world. That's not usually a good way to steer the car. But that's what I feel like is happening now, okay? I feel like this is something that we need to get away from. And that's why this card is in the past. This is a marriage, a partnership, a deal, some kind of an agreement or a contract or a relationship or a friendship or whatever it is that needs to be in the rearview mirror. And the Queen of Wands can say, bye-bye, and won't even think twice about it. And of course, you know, with the Princess of Cups, we maybe something that God, that really sounded good, you know? Something sounds good, something sounded like it was perfect, or, you know, it's like the first house you go look at, and you think, I'm in love with that house. Pause. Patience. Go look at some other houses first. You go out on one date with one person, you say, I'm going to marry them. No. Wait. Patience. Go on a few more dates with that person and maybe with some other people too, before you make any life-changing decisions. Pisces, please, okay? It's going to be better for you if you slow down and you make very wise decisions right now. The Libra energy is higher wisdom and discernment. You have to be very discerning right now in your life. Whatever the situation is, you have to be discerning. However long it takes for you to sort through everything and really get to that true and real decision. If somebody's trying to pressure you into deciding quickly, it's probably not a good sign. I feel like there are red flags. And I feel like your spirit guide is telling you, your spirit guide is nudging you, look at the red flags. If somebody's pressuring you to hurry up, you know, trying to say, no, sign. You got to sign now. You got to sign in 5, 4, 3. Here, sign. No. That's a big red flag. If somebody is showering you with compliments, you know, that's a big red flag. Because they're trying to like glaze your eyes over so you don't really see what they're really doing. It's a sleight of hand kind of thing, you know. Trying to distract you over here while they kind of like they pick your pocket over here. That's human nature, right? We are moved by those things. Some of us more than others. You know, we're more distracted by those good feelings. Well, that house looked beautiful. Yeah, okay. You got to go around and kick the tires though. You got to go look at some other houses. You got to get somebody else in there to inspect the house to tell you if it's a POS or not. And I feel like that might be part of this Knight of Swords energy for you, if it is that kind of spirit guide, or maybe even it's not a spirit.Maybe it's an older male energy in your life now. Like, you know, do you have like, you know, as a dad or grandpa or something like this that you can go to and say, what do you think about this plan? Or what do you think about this choice or this offer? Take it to a lawyer. Take it to anybody else. Get another pair of eyes on it, you know? But I feel like you're under this divine protection. Because I feel like there is enough of a delay or a reason to stop and rethink this. Okay? And this is kind of a card really that's like rushing into something. Rushing headfirst into something, thinking it's a good plan, not really seeing the next steps. We're just so enamored by the appearance that I'm not thinking like, okay, what about later on? What about tomorrow? What about 5 days from now? What about a year from now? We're not thinking it through. We're just rushing right into it. I think that's where we need a little bit of caution right now. Whether it's a romance, whether it's some new commitment, whether it's something at school, or it's like a new job, or it's like I'm gonna change careers, or I'm gonna buy this house or this car or whatever. I'm gonna sign this contract. It's gonna be great. Pretty soon you're in a contract. You didn't think it through. We have to think it through right now. The Four of Wands here is a card of completion. It's a card also of recognition. It's a card of like really this desire that you have to just kind of close the deal. It's almost like if we don't have it, we're anxious about it. So we just kind of want to close the loop. And it's like when you're out there shopping for a house, it's just like, I just want to be done. I just want the conclusion. Yeah. And so we might be feeling a little bit of that anxiety, or it's just like, you can have it today, but it's going to be terrible. Or you can wait another few months and you can get something that's really, really perfect and really special. Sometimes just our desire to get it done makes us overlook the quality of the thing because we just prefer to be done and have it off our plate. But this is a life-changing thing. That's why we have a judgment card. It's saying, look, your old life is going to be gone. The new life now is hanging in the balance. What do you want your future to be, Pisces? This is a life. If this was just like, I don't know what to have for dinner, well, I'm just gonna throw a dart at the wall and whatever, I'm just gonna eat. I don't care. I don't want that decision to be in front of me anymore because it's insignificant. What do you want to have for dinner? I don't care. Give me a salad, give me a sandwich. It doesn't matter. Bowl of soup, an enchilada. Yeah, it doesn't matter so much. But this is your life. This is like it's gonna author the next 10 years of your life. You better take your time to make the decision right. Don't just rush through because it's one more thing on your list that you're trying to tick off the checklist. You see? So sometimes we're just in a hurry to get it done that we just say, okay, all right, I bought the house, cool, what's next? What? No, this should be like, you take your time, you do it right, you drag it out, because this is a major decision. Maybe the house, right? It's like 30-year mortgage, right? So this is going to influence a large portion of your future. Whatever it is, I don't know if it's a relationship or a house or whatever. But this is going to have longer consequences than just like, what I'm having for dinner, it doesn't matter. What color socks am I going to wear today? I don't know. It just doesn't matter. This is something that really is important, okay? And the Five of Pentacles is really like, I think you understanding the physical, like literal, maybe even financial consequences of what you're doing. We have a Mercury and Taurus energy here. So it's like whatever you commit to here, whatever you end up signing or agreeing to, whatever choice you make here, you're going to have to work. You're under contract now. You're going to have to deliver. You're going to have to do the work, right? You bought the house. Okay, now guess what? You're going to have to spend the next 30 years paying for it. You signed that record deal. Okay, guess what? Now you owe them 5 albums or something, right? Now you have to go on tour or whatever it is. Even if, the terms of the agreement, right, after the initial glamour wears off, you're going to have to fulfill the terms of that agreement. Okay. And I don't know what exactly this is, but the Five of Pentacles can either be we're very happy because we're building that future. Like I said, the Eon card, the Judgment card, is your old life is gone. You're making a decision now that's going to change your future. This is now that future being constructed. You've crushed the old universe. The new universe is made out of dust, and you get to build it. And this is you building that universe. You're writing a check, and your butt's cashing it. Whatever you agree to, whatever decision you make, karma, you're going to be paying for it. So you better make sure it's the decision that you want to make. Okay? Because going through this doorway, you're going to have to construct your new universe. No matter what, this is the energy. Now, whether or not this is what you want or not, that's what we're talking about here. Whether this is actually going to be the universe you want to build. Whatever decision you make now is going to affect the foreseeable future, 5, 10, 20 years down the road. Make sure that's work that you want to do. Make sure that's a universe that you want to build. Let's look at the mystery card. I want this to be the universe we want to build. I want this to be either the universe or the world card, or the Empress or the Ten of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see. Ten of Wands. Well, it's a 10 anyway. So it is basically showing that this is a commitment that's you're going to have to bear the burden of that responsibility. Whatever the decision is that you make, you are the one that's going to have to carry the burden of that, the consequences. Okay? It's on your shoulders. And so this is that life-changing commitment, that life-changing choice. So get away from something that if you give it a day or two, you're going to feel those red flags. Your spirit guide is nudging you, probably flashing neon signs in front of your eyes that just says, wait, stop, no, don't. Okay. The Ten of Wands is really a full load. It is all the weight on your shoulders. And it's like, it's no one else's responsibility. Like if you don't pay, it's on you. If you just decide you want to stop doing it, you're going to have to deal with that. The burden is yours, right? So there's a confirmation here. And maybe your spirit guide is trying to urge you to stop, because maybe this is a burden you don't want to be carrying. You're about to fill your backpack up with rocks that you then have to walk around your life with for the next 10 years or 30 years. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you need to take a day or 2 or 3 or 5 and ask yourself, do I really want to carry around that backpack full of bricks? Is that really what I want to do? Okay, this is a really big responsibility. It's a major life decision. And I feel like your spirit guide is telling you to run. I feel like you got to act fast. Don't delay. Okay, get out of there quick. And I feel like, and you're not missing an opportunity here. I feel like you're dodging a bullet. I feel like you're avoiding a lot of unnecessary stress and responsibility. And now whatever this is, you could commit to it and follow through with it. But it's gonna take 10 years of your life. It's gonna take everything you have to pay this off, right? Whatever it is. So your spirit guide's telling you to run. Run away from that deal. Because it feels like it is not very fair to you. And it's not honoring your worth or your value. It's not paying you enough. They're not paying you enough to carry all of this. Okay? We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Pisces Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.